So this one is pop quiz 2, which is related to topic diffusion, bonding, and empirical formula. The first one, which gas is which gas has the fastest rate of diffusion? So when we want to work out the rate of diffusion, we check which is the lightest. So when you check hydrogen mass is 1 multiplied by 2, so 2. CH4, which is carbon, is 12 and hydrogen is 1 into 4, so makes 16. Carbon dioxide is 12 and oxygen is 16 times 2. So 32 plus 12 makes 44. And sulfur is 32 plus oxygen is 16 times 2. So 32 plus 32, that is making 64. So which is having the, like, which is lighter, that will diffuse faster. That's why option A is the right answer. Then in question 2, which statement explain why isotopes have a same chemical properties? Remember one thing, the chemical properties, what it depends on how many electrons are there in the valence shell or the last shell. So number of electrons in the last shell shows their chemical, like you can have an idea about their chemical properties. If they have same number of electron in the last shell, they will have the same or similar chemical properties. So which statement explain they have the same electronic structure? That's true. Like they have the same, like first shell, if two are there for first isotope, same, second isotope also two. So they have the same number of electron in the last shell. That's why they have the same chemical properties. What about option B? They have the same relative mass. That is wrong. They don't have the same mass. They have the same nucleon number. Nucleon number is not same. That is different for isotope. And they have the same proton. That's true. Like this statement is true that they have the same proton, but that does not give an explanation for a same chemical properties. So chemical properties totally depends on number of electrons in the last shell. Is it clear, this one?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. In question 3, you have to identify the formula of an ionic compound. To identify a formula of ionic compound, first you have to identify the valencies. First, P, which group it belongs to? How to know which group it belongs to? How many electrons in the last shell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if P is having 6 electrons in the outer shell, so it means it belongs to group 6, and group 6 should have a valency or a charge of -2. When we check for Q, Q is having only 1 electron in the outermost shell, so Q should have a charge of 1 plus or +1. And if you want to write a chemical formula for ionic compound, we simplify the valency and then cross multiply. So this valency is already simplified. We just cross multiply. So it will be PQ2. So PQ2, D will be the right answer. So identify the atom from which group it belongs to, then write the charge on them and just cross multiply to know the final formula. Is it clear, question 3?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In question 4, which row explain the copper is a good conductor of electricity? Look, what is the structure of the metal? If, as we discussed in a metallic bonding, that metal consists of a lattice of positive ions, means they have regular arrangement of the positive ions, and the delocalized electrons, means the electrons are free to move. The positive ions can only vibrate, but they're not free to move. They cannot move within the structure. So they can only vibrate about the fixed position. Like this positive ion can vibrate at a fixed position, but it cannot move freely. So positive ions move freely. Is it right or wrong? So no, it's not correct. Positive ions, positive copper ions move freely. No, copper ions cannot move freely. They can only vibrate about the fixed position. Electrons move freely. Yes, electrons can move freely. That's why B is the right answer. So positive ions, the cations, they can only vibrate about the fixed position where the electrons can move freely for a metal. That's why they can conduct electricity. Then this is about Allotropes of a carbon, like different arrangement, same atoms, but different arrangement, diamond and graphite. We have to check which statement is correct. The diamond and graphite are both pure carbon, means both contain carbon, that's true. And they are both macromolecule. Macromolecule means they both have a giant structure. So that's also true. So A is the right answer. Why not B? Diamond and graphite can both be used as electrode. No, they cannot be used. Both cannot be used because graphite is a conductor, but diamond is not. Diamond cannot conduct electricity. Graphite is used as a lubricant to reduce friction. That's also true. But this statement is not correct, that both can be used as electrode. Only one of them can be used as electrode. The diamond have covalent bonds. That's true. Graphite have ionic. That's wrong. Graphite and diamond both have covalent bonds. Then diamond is hard with a high melting point and graphite is a soft with low melting point. It is soft, this is correct, but not low melting point. They both have a high melting point because of the macromolecular structure. That's why option A is the right answer. Is it clear, this one? Question 5. Then the last one, a compound X contain carbon and hydrogen and oxygen only. We have to find the empirical formula. So how to work out the empirical formula? First, we divide by atomic mass, then we divide by smallest value, and then we make a ratio in a whole number. So we have carbon, which is 26.7. We have hydrogen, which is 2.2. So remaining will be oxygen because they mentioned it contain oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. So what will be the percentage of oxygen? How we know the percentage of oxygen? Because the total percentage should be 100. When we add the percentage of carbon, percentage of hydrogen, percentage of oxygen, when we add all the percentages, the sum should be 100. So the percentage sum should be 100. The carbon percentage is 26.7. Hydrogen percentage is 2.2, but oxygen we don't know. So first we add and then subtract from 100. So it will be 100 minus 26.7 minus 2.2. So what's the percentage of oxygen? 71.1. So it will be 71.1% oxygen is there. Is it 71 or 2? Because one student said 71, another one 72. It is 100 minus 26.7 minus 2.2. Because this will be 28.9. So 100 minus 28.9, so 71.1. So after getting the percentage of each, what we do, we divide by atomic mass. So what is the atomic mass for a carbon? It's 12, so we divide by 12. For hydrogen, it is 1 and oxygen is 16. So 26.7 divided by 12, what's the answer? (26.7) divided by 12, what's the answer? (2.225). Okay. So this will be 2.225. This will be 2.2. This will be 71.1 divided by 16. What's the answer? 71.1 divided by 16. 4.443. So this will be 4.443. Now, step 2, divide by the smallest value in the combination. So we divide all of them by 2.2. So this will be approximately 1 will be there. This is approximately 1 and this will be 2. So what is the empirical formula of this compound which contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen only? It contains 1 carbon. It contains 1 hydrogen and 2 oxygen, or we can write CHO2. So D will be the right answer. Is it clear? Question 6, how we work out the empirical formula?
Yes, sir, clear.